If you look at, like if you look at the current events, and you'll see the current events like immigration and how they got that all twisted, as if they're against immigration when they got DACA and the Dreamers laws, these particular acts which help immigrants, which got the numbers up to where they want immigrants, but they pretended they were building a gate. They pretended the borders were not open. When they interview Mexicans, they say the border open, we can go across anytime we want for free. The borders are open. And so then you'll hear about that. Then you'll hear about, America is coming to an end, as if it's like how you say the world is coming to an end. The empire is falling, and you'll hear about inflation, and you can feel the effects of it. And they'll talk about how the dollar's doing, and you'll hear about the housing crisis is already started, and you hear about all the labor strikes and all. But the thing, if you don't really understand one thing about what's really going on, because they're not talking about it here in America. They always keep us in a bubble, hidden from the outside world. But what's really going on, what's really the problem, is that they're depopulating, that they're dying off. White people, Europeans, white people. And it's way worse than you think. It's horrible. Their numbers now. I used to talk about this 15 to 20 years ago with several people, and I was telling them that, white people dying off, and they were listening because I went into in depth about it, but it's just how long ago I knew, and I would discuss it, but it wasn't on the news yet. They weren't really like how they doing in Europe now. They know they can't play with it. They can't hide it over there because it's gotten so bad that they trying to do any and everything they can to stay populated. It's so bad in Italy that most countries, even America, the whites in America, most of them have their birth rates are horrible. They're almost zero. That's how bad it is. If it's 10 of them, one of them die, it's really 9 left. That's how bad. But Italy is so bad that it's in the negative. Like it's like you may go there and see 1 or 2 people with a baby, but the number's so bad in Italy, to it's like almost no babies. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. And so everything that you see them doing now, everything is built around their fears of dying off. And so what they propagate, the propaganda that they use, they put all these different America's falling and dollars falling, all these fear mongering tactics in the news, because they want you to have anxiety and fear, the same anxiety and fear that they have, and they have it, and they know, like here in America, they know that they're dying off. But here, everything's going as usual, everything's going as normal. But the fact of the matter is that they're in a crisis. See, they making you think that the whole world, like something happened to somebody and they want everyone to know, like, I cut my finger, and they want everybody in school to, I cut my finger. They want the whole world to cry, the whole world to feel their crisis. So everything is all messed up. Everything. That's what they want the world to get a sense of, their anxiety, their hurt, and their pain. And so that's all you hear about, all these different crises. This is in a crisis, and this is in a crisis, and this is in a crisis, and this is in... No, you're in a fucking crisis. And you need to face the nation. You need to look in the mirror and start facing the nation, instead of printing all that bullshit on all the analysts and the experts and the economists, and then all these channels are talking about different crises, but they're not talking about all the things on the surface, but they're not talking about the root of what's going on, and the root of everything that's being done in Europe, everything that's being done in America. All of it is based upon their crisis, that they're in trouble. All of it. Austerity was based on it. immigration is based on it. And everything they're doing with the dollar sign in these houses, like how they'll buy your house and trying to take. Well, if we're gonna die, we'll take everything. The ones that's remaining, we'll make you pay sky high prices if you wanna. If we, all of it is built around. They're depopulating. They're dying off. Everything, all of it. And the sad part about it is, you're dying off, and instead of being real and facing that and putting it on the news, you hide it, and then you still do horrible things. You're still out there doing, you're lying. You're still lying about it. You're in denial because you're talking about all the crisis and fabricating crises. But the true crisis is that white people, they're dying off. That's the crisis. It ain't that America's really falling or the dollar really falling. The thing is, they are falling. They are falling. White supremacy and white superiority. That lie is falling, and not only it's falling, it's dying off. It's dying off. Thanks for listening.